Welcome to New Thought Tuesdays. Hey, Rich.
Hey, good morning. Do you love
Rich,
yourself today, Dean?
I,
Have you
I,
fallen in love with yourself?
I have fallen in love with myself. Well, it's kind of an interesting question there. The idea of falling in love with yourself or just self-love, because there's a little bit of ego that goes into the question, can go into the question as well. But that's what we're talking about. Richard Smith and Dean Regan are talking about that here on New Thought Tuesdays this day, this sense of self-love. Why are we talking about this, Richard?
Uh, I don't know because you came up with it. You said this sounds like a good subject, and I'm going, yeah, sometimes I have self-abasement. And so what I want to do is be able to find self-love and love myself. And we're going to talk today about a bunch of different things, mirror working,
Yep. Yep.
and which is staring in the mirror at yourself, not with discontent in yourself, but with love, seeing yourself as the infinite sees you, as God, divine presence sees you, perfect, whole, and complete. Is my voice raspy?
Perfect, whole, and complete. No, your voice is perfect, whole, and complete, Richard. This idea of self-love came up because Rich has what is called the Infinite Filmmaker Mastermind. And I'm a member of that mastermind, and we meet on Saturdays. And this week, Rich brought in a meditation, a guided meditation by the venerable Deepak Chopra that that was on self-love, and we explored it. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to do that in the inner circle today as well, explore that sense of self-love and use that particular guided meditation. Because when we did this guided meditation, I just found that I was weeping. I found it really moving, and it was a gentle, kind of naive and sweet
Mm,
tear. The idea of having myself look at myself, even metaphorically in the mirror, imagine those loved ones being present, imagining them, visualizing those loved ones, and visualizing myself as well. And I kept bringing my own vision to my own face, and that sense of sweet, gentle caring and appreciating. There was a sense of deep caring and deep appreciating that came up for me as I explored this. And I have to, I'm kind of with you on this. I don't go into the whole self-love all that much. I'm focusing on God qualities of peace and joy and love and power. But that sense of incorporating that divine idea known as Dean Regan
yeah,
was confronting to me and uplifting to me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so that's why I thought, well, let's continue this on New Thought Tuesdays, Rich, because it's I wonder how much we all do this. How often do we all bring our sense of loving ourselves, mindfully loving ourselves into the equation?
yeah. And how does it affect your life when you're not loving yourself, when you're criticizing and judging yourself?
Yeah.
What does that do to your life? How does your life unfold with that kind of a uh, viewpoint about yourself? So you have to just accept who you are, knowing that you're a unique, infinite emanation of the Creator, perfect, whole, and complete. And for me, it's like just stopping the judgment and criticism and looking down on myself and start to like the mirror work. You look in a mirror and you start to see the beauty, you start to see the joy and the harmony and the peace that's within you. And then you start experiencing that. And then all of a sudden your life reflects that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around somebody, Dean, who's just so confident in themselves? I worked with Tony Robbins last week. I took one of his seminars, and that guy gets out there. He's so confident. He's like, woo, 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 you know? And it's like, I wish I had that confidence at times because, you know, I used to have a friend and she was so confident in herself. She'd walk with her head up high and her shoulders back. And, you know, I am it. And when I walk into a room, you know, the whole room lightens up. You know, she just knew it. She knew what she had. And and I would often go, "Oh, that's great. I wish I could do that." Walk into a room knowing that you are it. You are a
Well,
unique emanation of the divine, and you're here to express that as beauty and love and joy and happiness.
yeah,
And it's infectious. People pick
yes.
up on that. And all of a sudden, have you ever been around somebody who's so self-confident, so self-loved that that you feel that when you're with them, you feel that
Yes.
energy of self-love. And it's all energy anyways, right?
Well, it is all energy, and that brings in that kind of distinction that I was talking about a little bit earlier. When you bring in the that ego sense, is it self love or is it self promotion? And self love. I mean, sometimes confidence can be self promotion. When the it that you're talking about stops with the human personality, that's when the ego is involved in this self love being self aggrandizement, self promotion, self, and that can all be, my sense of that is that it's all based on shifting sand.
Mm,
When you're talking about, as you and as you defined it, you defined it and you refined your definition. When you recognize that it is the power and the presence of the infinite filmmaker, the infinite harmony of life, the infinite creator, the infinite music of life. When that is the it, not the just I, me. When you're, I think that's what was so moving about the meditation for me last when we did it that last session, is that it was so quiet and simple and gentle and peaceful and clear,
yeah.
and my awareness of myself and my appreciation and my love for myself was based on an infinite, a belief and a faith in an infinite power that is greater than I am. And as people are listening to us today on New Thought Tuesdays, the idea of being aware of the differentiation between a divine sense of self-love, an egoic and versus an egoic path of self-promotion. One is built on a foundation of infinite power, and the other is built, in my belief, in my judgment, on fear, doubt, and worry.
Yeah, you know, I like what you said about the
Aggrandizement.
aggrandizement of yourself versus that gentle acceptance and love of who you are and of yourself, you know. So for me, it's what if I see myself as spirit sees me, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you know, many of us, you know, were conditioned
yeah,
with beliefs like I'm not enough. I'm not, you know, I need to be more perfect, you know. I need to be more this and more of that and less of this and less of that. You know, and these are just all scripts that we're writing in our head.
yeah,
They're written by society and past experiences, and they're all
yeah,
fear-based conditioning,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I just wrote that in the chat. What if I see myself as spirit sees me? Because I want to bring that up in the inner circle. And for those of you who are not aware of what the inner circle is, Rich and I do our opening remarks on social media, and then we continue privately on a Zoom live stream or a Zoom room with what we call the inner circle, and we take these ideas and we personalize them, we discuss them confidentially with the whole group, and we bring them to the next place. We may do meditations, we may do affirmations, we may do prayers, may do any kind of a spiritual practice, but I want to bring that up for the inner circle when we're talking today.
Yeah.
Because just as you said that, Rich, what if I see myself as spirit sees me? There was this sense of release that I felt when you just said those words. Just to consider, what if I see myself as spirit sees me? It's a very powerful question.
Yeah, yeah. Because spirit sees you as perfect, whole, complete, a unique emanation of itself, which is perfection, which is beauty, which is harmony and peace, joy, and all of those things. And if you could see yourself as the infinite sees you, as God, divine presence sees you, then you you you, you walk with that confidence in yourself, and you start to cherish yourself and worship yourself as if you're worshiping God, divine presence, because you are. You're worshiping the divine within you when you love yourself, when you accept yourself, when you see the beauty in yourself for who you are, a unique emanation of the divine as a create, and as a unique emanation of the divine, we're creating the life that we're living
Yeah.
through our beliefs. And if you believe you're not good enough, then you're not going to be you're not going to be good enough in your life. If you believe you are good enough and your life is unfolding in perfect order. Yesterday, Dean, I went to the uh, rally downtown in LA.
Yes.
It was really interesting because I was looking at myself in amongst this different environment that I'm not used to being in.
Sure.
And again, I started judging myself and criticizing myself. I'm not like them, I'm not why don't I have that energy? I even
Mhm.
like when we were marching, I was mostly just videotaping people. And we're marching, I turned the camera on me and I went, down with Trump. And it was really, it didn't feel comfortable for me. It didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So what is it how do we see ourselves? And then I had to stop that, delete that off of the video and put in who I was. I was there to document people and to interview people and to find out, what are these people thinking about? What are they uh, running against? You know? And Dean, you told me uh, yesterday when we were talking that the right person's going to come to me. And sure enough, there was this woman dressed in with feathers and Indian garb, and she had incense.
Smudge.
Yeah, and it was sage, and she's
Mhm.
doing it. And I went up to her and I says, "Excuse me, what is that?" She goes, "It's sage. I am clearing the energy. I am creating a peaceful energy here with love."
Mhm.
And amongst everybody fighting against this woman standing there with the smudge and the smoke all around, I ended up interviewing her. And like you said, the perfect right person is going to come to you.
Yeah.
Her being there was exactly, and I said to her, I came here
Great.
for you. I came here because this is what I wanted to show. Is there a peaceful solution? Can we find love amongst the chaos? Can we love ourselves just as we are? And she happened to be there, and it was such a beautiful thing. And I had to look up and go, okay, thank you for bringing this woman to me. And I interviewed her, and it was a great little interview. And she told me about the air, water, fire, all of the symbols on her clothing, and then she
Great.
had bells on her feet, and she's shaking them. And she said, "This gets away, I don't know, the evil spirits or whatever." It was pretty cool.
Well, the divine intention that you had going into the experience, that expression of, yes, having a certain feeling tone about it yourself, having a divine desire to take action in love and take action, and also to participate in something that you adore which is the cinematic experience, and telling stories through cinema. So there you go with your camera on your shoulder and your backpack, and it slides around. You've got all of your camera things, and you go off like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the fiery furnace. And I'm just kind of dramatizing it a little bit because I wasn't there, but that sense of when we're pushing against, the whole down with whatever. It's like, okay, you've got allowing versus resistance. And when we talk about allowing, when we're talking about today allowing self-love, then we have the ability to love others, to
Yeah.
truly more deeply, even more deeply love others. And there's a lot of recognize that the idea is love is everywhere present. Anything that appears to be not love is an appearance. So we're not going to create love. We're not going to make peace. Peace is ever present. It's these resistance
Yeah.
things that are appearing to be separate from, and there is no separation. There is no right and left of life. There is just creative flow of life. And so these opportunities that sometimes we go into to judge, perhaps lift ourselves up by judging others as not sufficient, or just simply going, yeah, this doesn't work for me. I don't see possibility here. Well, there is possibility everywhere present. And how do we take action in love? First, we do, as we were talking about earlier, that mirror exercise. And we don't really talk about mirror exercises here very much. This idea of either using an actual mirror or a visualization of a mirror for yourself to look into the eyes of that which you are. And it's from that place of love that you ventured out into action yesterday to go amidst on President's Day, all kinds of people who were, my assessment, desperately desiring to take action to make a change. I love it. And if we can do that from a place of love,
Yes. That's
the seas open up.
Yeah. That's why it didn't feel comfortable. I was judging myself there we go back to self-love again. It's like I was there for a purpose, and yet I was, turn the camera on me, and it's like, lock him up. And it was like it didn't feel right. That's not what I was created for. And so when I was not loving myself because I wasn't doing what everybody else was doing, I turned it around and I started to love myself for who I was and what I was there to accomplish. When you fully love yourself, then, it's your faith. It's no longer about striving to be something or do something. It becomes just a natural trust in the universe that I was there for a purpose,
Yeah.
you know, and that purpose was revealing itself through this Native American woman. But I think she was Native Mexican. But back then, Native American, Native Mexican, they were all natives of this country,
Yes.
you know? And so, for me, it's just like a filmmaker trusting in their vision. And they begin to trust that the creator of their movie, God, the infinite filmmaker, has cast you in a perfect place. I was casted in this movie called Life to be there for a purpose, which was to show a different way of rallying.
Yeah.
And then I connected with this woman, the only person there that was in alignment with what my beliefs and my faith is, you know? It's like,
Well, I don't
lock
know
'em
that to
up.
be true. I don't know that to be true, but that there may well have been plenty of people in alignment
Right.
with your ideas trying on this down with whomever,
Yeah.
and it may well have been an exploration which was energizing, enervating, may well have been. In this particular case, you had this wonderful being who was there to experience and express that sense of love using cultural, historical,
Yeah.
spiritual ideas that say when this bell rings, that's what it means. So whether the bell is actually impacting the universe or not, the thought that the bell stands for love, that bell stands for peace. I'm ringing the bell of peace. There we are in spiritual unfoldment of love.
Yeah. And you're right. There probably are people there that stand and have the beliefs that I have about, you know, expressing love, love for your enemies. And yet they were caught up in the fighting against. And I think that's why I started my coalition for entertainment professionals to bring people together and say, no, there's another way we can do this using spiritual principles to connect with the divine presence within and express that and allow that to change the world. Can you imagine if everybody looked in the mirror and saw themselves as love? With the mirror work. If we could get the whole world to do the mirror work and they fell in love with themselves as love, then they'd be able to share that love with everybody. We wouldn't have wars and battles and you know, fascist takeovers of the government. It
or
couldn't
or
exist.
fear or fear that someone else is out to hurt me, harm me, inhibit me in any way, and that if that condition exists, my awareness of truth allows it to unravel into the nothingness that it is.
Yeah,
That love, peace, joy, freedom, growth, expansion is ever present. So when we're talking about self-love, and we're going to be we're running a little bit long today, but we're going to go into the inner circle. Hold on for us, folks. We'll be right there in just a few minutes. When we're talking about allowing love versus resisting love,
yeah,
how well I can't love what's going on. There's no love there. This is bad and wrong. Okay, take a deep breath. What is the answer to allowing love and taking action for you? Because generally when that kind of energy is going on, there is a deep desire to take action. Okay, great. Take action, growth, expansion, fabulousness. How do you do that based in love? And
exactly.
you've got one cinematic guy taking pictures of and documenting with your sense of love. You have a Native American expressing that culture, and the two of you come together in that sense of partnership, and so on and so on and so on, and that's how love continues to unfold, and that which is appearing not to be love falls away.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I saw when I was there, that everybody fighting against, and I know when you fight against something, you're pushing against it, it just makes it stronger. And so for me, it was an awakening. It really settled into my conscious mind exactly what I want now. I thought, fighting against was a way to do it, but this really showed me. I saw the fighting against and the woman with the sage creating an environment of peace and love, and that's what I want. So this was a blessing to be able to go downtown and do that. Now I know I believe it's the divine uh, revealing to me and speaking to me, because if I was confused about what I wanted, now I'm pretty clear. And I believe, to me, it's always you can see the hand of the infinite, the infinite filmmaker moving your movie of your life towards a more joyous life. And so if I had any doubt whether I was doing the right thing by creating my coalition, spiritual coalition for entertainment professionals, now I know I am because God put me there with the right person, the right place, in the environment that was going on, and looking at it and going, no, that's not what I believe in. It really settled it in for me. So,
Magnificent. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
And thank you
So,
for sharing that.
thanks. So, Dean, in the inner circle, we're going to talk about some different stuff: gratitude for yourself,
Yeah.
self-reflection,
Yep.
meditations,
Yep.
and vision, mirror work
Yep.
that we're going to do. So,
So if you want to know more about the inner circle, please go to www.newthoughttuesdays.com and you can learn about it there, learn about what we do. That's the place to go. Also, of course, Rich's website is The Infinite Filmmaker, and my website is deanregan.com. Check us out. So
yeah,
we're going to go off into the inner circle, sending you guys love and light. And we will see you next Tuesday on New Thought Tuesdays.
yeah. And if you want to join us next Tuesday, just go to the newthoughttuesdays.com and you can sign up there, and we'll send you information on how you can join us. Okay. Take
All right.
care.
See you
Bye.
later.
See you next Tuesday.